Welcome, hookers cut to look like movie stars, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews from Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And tonight we continue on. It's Oscar season, so we are looking at the runners-up for Best Picture. This year, we are taking a massive jump. Last year, 1950. This year, 1997.
Yeah.
And we are talking all about L.A. Confidential.
Mm-hmm.
So I gather this was your first time watching this movie.
Amazingly enough, no.
No. Okay.
I am fairly certain I did see this one in theaters, actually.
Okay.
I honestly remember absolutely almost nothing about it. The only thing I remembered was the shot of Russell Crowe waving goodbye to Guy Pearce.
Okay.
Yeah. At the very end. That is the only shot I can remember from this movie.
Okay. It never I was living on the Cape at the time, so it never came around to our theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, how could you when you've got like 18 screens playing Titanic?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
by the way, this is a better movie than Titanic.
We'll get into that. But let's talk about the movie itself. So first of all, this movie is in my top 10.
Wow.
I love this movie.
I think very, very high. This is a really, really excellent movie. Not without its flaws. I did have a couple of minor nitpicks with it. Not minor.
Yeah. I mean, there are going to be quibble. For me, no movie is perfect. Even the best movie, even a 5-star movie will have a couple of little quibbles here and there. But there's something about this movie and the way that Curtis Hanson was able to emulate early 50s Los Angeles.
I honestly, I had no idea until I looked it up on Wikipedia that the cops beating the Mexicans in the jail cell.
Yep.
I didn't realize that was an actual event.
Yes.
And I also didn't realize that Mickey Cohen was a real person.
Yep. No, not only is Mickey Cohen a real person, Mickey Cohen is also in the movie Bugsy.
Okay, I've never seen Bugsy.
Okay, Bugsy's on Tubi. It is well worth a watch. But just pulling up the actor's name, Paul Guilfoyle, who played Mickey Cohen in L.A. Confidential, was in the movie Bugsy as well, even though Harvey Keitel played Mickey Cohen in.
I mainly
Bugsy.
know him. I mainly knew him as the police chief in CSI.
Yeah,
the original CSI.
But yeah, no, Mickey Cohen's a real person. A lot of the people in that movie, outside of the characters driving the story, were real people. Johnny Stompanato was a real person. In fact, was actually dating Lana Turner.
Oh, wow.
There's that great bit in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Where, they're trying to shake down Stompanato, and she's like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
and actually reads her the riot act. He's like, "Just hookers are cut to look like Lana Turner."
That actually is kind of Lana Turner.
Yeah, that is Lana Turner. And that, interestingly enough, there's a whole story behind that where, Stompanato was really rough with Lana Turner, and her daughter killed him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, she got off for self-defense, but
makes sense.
But yeah, no, so Johnny Stompanato was a real person. And it's just the things about this movie that it's kind of what I enjoy about it, other than the look and feel of it. Jerry Goldsmith just provided us with a great, compliment to the Chinatown.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard a bad Jerry Goldsmith score, honestly.
No, I think Jerry Goldsmith was one of the most criminally underrated composers of his time.
Definitely taken from us way too soon.
Yes, yeah. But he is, and the one he wins the Oscar for is The Omen, and he wins it for song.
I mean,
for Ave Santi. But overall, just the way this looks, I also like too that because this is based on a James Ellroy story, this isn't propaganda.
No. I mean, all three of the main characters are incredibly flawed characters.
Yes, even Exley, who thinks he's above the fray, is not above the fray.
And honestly, that's like one of the parts that I actually wasn't a big fan of is the fact that in order for him to actually make it through to the end of the movie, all of the three questions that Smith asks him at the very beginning, he says, no. Those are the three things those are the three lines he has to cross in order to come out at the end, and he becomes a worse person for it.
Right. He didn't plant evidence to somebody who knew but he did have to shoot a hardened criminal in the back.
And he had to. He wasn't the one beating a suspect, but he was.
I think he played it really smart. Actually, to try, when he's interviewing the guys, and he tries to get them to turn against each other. And then uncovers the whole the whole rape accusations.
But I'm talking about at the end when near the end when they're talking to the DA.
Oh yeah.
And it's good cop, bad cop, and he's just standing by while White is literally going to kill him.
Call him off me. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That is one of the most cold-blooded lines because you could see that everything that Edmund has been taught about the police force was a complete lie. And the guys that he grew up admiring were all criminals. Dudley Smith was a criminal.
Yeah.
He didn't admire Dick Stensland or Leon. I'm forgetting his name now.
Meeks.
He didn't admire them. They were terrible police officers. But the fact of the matter is that they were still corrupt police officers.
Yeah.
And it's all he tried to play it as straight edge as humanly possible. All the while, I mean, let's be honest here. At the very beginning, he wasn't that upstanding a person because he was willing to throw cops under the bus. He was for the sheer, just for the sheer purpose of moving himself up the ranks.
Oh yeah, he was 100% a politician cop.
Yeah. Danny DeVito is the greatest smarmy character, definitely a criminal himself. Off the record, that's the QT. Very hush hush. It's Danny DeVito is really an interesting add to this movie because I love what he was doing. I love how just does not care about the lives that he is ruining. But on the flip side, it's Danny DeVito. And it's very hard, with the exception of Batman Returns, it is very hard to hide that is Danny DeVito.
Yeah. You always love seeing Danny DeVito, but it's always Danny DeVito.
Yeah. It's just honestly, it's interesting. I'm glad that they put him in there.
Yeah. And he was a nice kind of counterpoint to Kevin Spacey's Jack.
Yeah.
In that, they both had no issues about throwing someone under the bus, but Jack did have a line that did eventually get crossed.
Right. Well, I think for Jack, that line, he saw what happened after, when we're introduced to Jack and he does the Christmas Eve bust.
Yeah.
That he realizes that when he sees forgetting the actor
Matt Reynolds
again, when he sees Matt Reynolds again, he sees what he's kind of been reduced to, and the fact that he pretty much instead confirms this ruined his career, and so I think that's where Jack found his line. There's that great conversation that he and Exley are having about why they become a cop. And you get the whole Rollo Tomasi story. and he asks Jack, and Jack's like, I don't remember.
I think that's a lie. I think Jack knows exactly.
He probably went in with the best of intentions, but getting the fame, getting the limelight. He's the guy who busted, Robert Mitchum.
Yeah.
And then he gets the job
on the not quite Dragnet, but it is Dragnet.
Yeah. So he's getting that job, and he is famous. And that's the fame is more important to him than anything else. That's why he's willing to roll on the old timers.
Yeah.
When they have to take the Christmas Eve beatings to a grand jury, he's willing to roll over on guys that are protected.
So
no, that's okay.
Must be petted.
It's also interesting too how all the stories intertwine with each other.
Yeah.
That especially because Jack is working Vice, and Exley is working Homicide, and they manage to dovetail into each other. And then Bud also is in there too, primarily because of the Night Owl murder, his involvement with Stensland, and then because of that getting closer to Lynn. So it was kind of interesting that the character dynamics were really good in here. And funny thing is too, if you didn't know any better, you'd forget that Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe are both Australian.
Yeah, I mean, and like this was like really early in their careers too, especially stateside.
I mean, Crowe had already done Virtuosity.
Your point
and
being
The Quick and the Dead.
Okay, The Quick and the Dead, yeah, okay. Virtuosity, nobody saw Virtuosity. Come on.
I paid movie money to see it.
Of course you did.
But yeah, Guy Pearce had just done a lot of smaller independent films.
Yeah.
And so the dynamic of them, seeing James Cromwell play an absolute bastard, considering that we're only 2 years removed from him playing Farmer Hoggett in Babe.
Yeah. And I mean, and we've still got Cromwell. He's still kicking around.
He is. And he's just, he's just a calming presence. Yeah. But it is just really interesting how diverse of roles he is playing. I mean, I felt like his Irish accent was actually pretty good. It a little bit on the, Weebagora end of things.
Honestly, in most of the scenes, I didn't even realize he had an accent. Just every now and then you'd kind of like throw in that little bit, and I'm like, okay, it's not bad.
I would want to be in Edmund Exley's shoes for all the whiskey in Ireland.
Yeah, that was a little on the nose there.
Yeah, but and then you got Kim Basinger. This was quite literally a career-defining role for her, and unfortunately, she was really one and done with this. I think she is phenomenal in this movie, and I've never been the biggest Kim Basinger fan.
Yeah, I really like Kim Basinger in this movie. I don't think her role is nearly kind of meaty or weighty enough for her to be given the Oscar for it. I don't think she deserved the Oscar.
Well, she was very much supporting character.
Yeah, but it's like her. She's very good, but at the same time, her role is really just there to be a love interest for Bud and to be that kind of linchpin. And, I mean, and honestly, one of my biggest issues with this movie is the scene where Exley shows up and they have sex.
Yeah.
From everything I've known about Exley up to that point, it's like, I don't know why he would have sex with her. I mean, beyond the very obvious bit, but it's like, he doesn't seem like the kind who would just, especially since he knew that she was sleeping with Bud.
You and William Goldman have the same complaint. I read an article where he was comparing all the Best Picture nominees, and he had talked about how if Ed is so smart, why would he screw a hooker?
Especially since she had just been telling him that, no, I'm just sleeping with Bud because I like Bud. It's like,
yeah,
and he knows how volatile Bud is.
right, and I feel like part of I think what Kim Basinger brings is she does bring enough of a sensuality that she can make men who are weak in a moment weaker.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's, I mean, you have to chalk it up to that. You also chalk it up to the fact that if you don't get there, you don't have Bud discovering that and then them having to team up because, Ed can now tell him about Dudley, what he's discovered about Dudley and about me.
I get that, and I understand it as from a plot point, but it felt like it was only there to move the plot to that moment.
Yeah.
And it felt like it works from a plot standpoint, but not from a character standpoint. It didn't quite click for me.
Right. Well, fortunately, it wasn't one of those things where they had to linger on, Ed having feelings for Lynn or anything like that. You only see them in one more scene together, and that's when, the end.
Yeah. And that brief little interview
that's right.
Ed
that's
does.
right.
But I mean, other than that, I thought the whole thing was done very well. It's just that one scene that just like, oh, I wish they'd done that differently.
Yeah. We do need to talk about its other win, which was for adapted screenplay. They fucking earned that.
Yes.
I don't know if you have ever read any of James Ellroy's work.
No.
Or read L.A. Confidential. L.A. Confidential in its written form is unfilmable because it spans about 5 or 6 years. It's been like 30 years since I've read it. I was thinking I might pick it up and read it again. It spans about 5 or 6 years and is very dense. And there's a lot more of a seedy underbelly that Ellroy is so good about at writing about. And this is Ellroy at his peak. I've read newer James Ellroy books and they're really not that good. But this LA Confidential is definitely like his masterwork. It is, but it just like, Lord of the Rings, you need a capable filmmaker to do that. And I didn't think it would have been Curtis Hanson, but Curtis Hanson and Brian Helgeland nailed this.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed this.
Kind of like with Jaws, the movie, the book.
Yeah.
The book is unfilmable. The movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah, well, I think with the case of Jaws, it's like if you filmed what was on the page, you'd be turned off by so many of the characters.
Yeah.
They had to find those little things, and with this, they made the story manageable. It really is a nice. It's got a really good mystery aspect to it, where you really can't see anything coming up until Dudley shoots Jack.
Yeah.
Just like 2 years prior with Kevin Spacey and The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
It's just like this was his wheelhouse at this point, was doing movies like this, like these a little too cool for school action mysteries.
And I do also have to say the movie moves. I mean, it's a little over 2 hours.
Moves at an amazing.
Moves at a really brisk pace.
What's funny about it too is I had to go to the bathroom, so I paused it, and it was during the first interrogation scene. And I paused it. I'm like, man, we've had a lot of story for 35 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I paused it about halfway through.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'd been watching for about an hour and 15. I'm like, it did not feel like an hour and 15. It felt like more like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah,
It moves at a really good pace.
It does. It really, truly does. And it's one of those movies too. And you remarked about this last week, that this is the first color movie I think we've done all year long.
Yeah.
This was a movie that somebody recommended when I got my VHS copy of it. Someone had recommended just turn the color off on your TV and just watch it in black and white. And outside of the violence, nudity, and language, it really looks like it could have fit in that 1953 era.
I can see that. I can see that.
So let's chat a little bit about its Oscars and where Yeah.
I mean, I do have to drop a quick praise for David Strathairn.
Oh, David Strathairn. He is. There's just something about the way he delivers lines, and this is just in general.
It's very cool. It's very casual. Even when he's like dropping some like really, really big bits of information.
Yeah.
It's always just that, like, you just like hearing his voice, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same thing. I mean, one movie I really love of his is Good Night and Good Luck. And he is so, like, again, his voice just works.
Yeah.
For this. So let's talk about the Oscars. Okay, so as I mentioned, LA Confidential, first of all, was nominated for 9 Oscars.
Yeah.
It won 2. We've already discussed that. Kim Basinger won for Best Supporting Actress, and it won for Best Adapted Screenplay for Curtis Hanson and Brian Helgeland. It lost Best Picture to Titanic. Nothing was beating Titanic that year.
No.
The other movies that Titanic also beat were As Good as It Gets, The Full Monty, and Good Will Hunting.
I mean, honestly, I think all the movies that I've seen of them, they're all better than Titanic.
Yes, I agree with you completely.
I know Autumn would not agree, but
yeah.
But
yeah, no, this is, and this also too, when you look at this, LA Confidential is such a better movie. Yeah, it is. And looking at, like, I think if anything, if Titanic were not in the running, the only other movie I think that would have given LA Confidential a run for its money would have been Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
They essentially both won tandem Oscars. They both won 2 Oscars. They each won a supporting performer Oscar and the screenplay Oscar.
And I know Titanic won editing. I think this one should have won editing.
Yes.
Just for like we were saying, how good of a pace it runs.
Yeah.
It is a very tightly edited movie.
So here's what else it lost. Best Director. Curtis Hanson lost to James Cameron.
He's not king of the world.
Yeah. Peter Catiano, Gus Van Sant, and Adam Goyen were all nominated for their respective movies. This did not have an actor's nomination in there. Again, I feel like this is an ensemble piece. There was no true lead actor. Even like, I figured because Kevin Spacey was top billed. This time Kevin Spacey had won an Oscar at that point. He is very much a supporting character.
Oh, very, very big time
in this movie.
If there was one actor that I would say would have been the lead, it would have been Guy Pearce. But even then, he and Russell Crowe are really neck and neck.
Yeah. Actor and actress, it wasn't nominated for either of those. Those went to Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt, both for As Good as It Gets. Interesting thing, though, that Jack Nicholson and Kim Basinger win Oscars on the same night, and they're both in Batman.
Wow. It's all connected.
It is all connected, yeah. Robin Williams, as I mentioned, had won Best Supporting Actor.
Good Will Hunting.
realistically speaking, looking at that one, if I were going to make an alternate pick there, it would have been Burt Reynolds in Boogie Nights. I think Boogie Nights should have taken the full Monty spot in Best Picture. Boogie Nights is still, to this day, my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Okay, I've never seen it. So.
Oh, it's excellent. Yep, Kim Basinger actually had pretty stiff competition. So it was neck and neck pretty much throughout with her and Gloria Stewart from Titanic.
As much as I'm not a big fan of Titanic, between the two, I probably would have voted for Gloria Stewart myself.
Okay. Here are the other three, though.
Minnie Driver, though.
Minnie Driver in Good Will Hunting,
yeah.
Joan Cusack for In and Out, and Julianne Moore for Boogie Nights. My alternate is actually Julianne Moore.
I thought it would.
She is, again, you haven't seen the movie, but she is the emotional weight of the entire movie. Yeah, it won for screenplay. It beat out Donnie Brasco, The Sweet Hereafter, Wag the Dog, and Wings of the Dove. What else was it nominated for? It had 9 nominations here. So, yeah, James Horner wins Best Original Dramatic Score, beating Jerry Goldsmith.
You know what? As much as I love James Horner, and I think he deserves all the praise, I would have gone with Jerry Goldsmith.
Yeah. This was the only year that James Horner ever won Oscars, too. And he won 2, because he actually was the one who wrote My Heart Will Go On.
Okay.
Oscar doesn't go to the singer, it goes to the songwriter.
I would have gone with Horner for Apollo 13.
Yeah, but neither. He didn't get for that or for Braveheart.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a look here. All right. LA Confidential was up for Best Sound, lost to Titanic. Art Direction, lost to Titanic. Cinematography, lost to Titanic.
Editing, lost to Titanic.
What's that?
Editing, lost to Titanic.
Editing, lost to Titanic. Interestingly, Best Costume Design, LA Confidential was not nominated for. And that is about it. 9 Oscars. It was a bad time to have to go up against the biggest movie in the world.
Yeah.
But again, I'm really happy we get to do this one because this has been on my list for a while, and the mere fact that it was a successful Oscar nominee.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where like I do remember seeing it and I remember enjoying it when I first saw it, but it's also one that I haven't seen it in 40 years now.
30.
Yeah, 30 years now.
So close to 30 years.
So it's one of those ones where I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. It's one I wanted to see again just to see if I still enjoyed it, and I do very much so.
Yeah, same. So I don't know. You got anything else you want to say about LA Confidential?
No.
I had the movie poster in my apartment for years and years and years, and this is essentially the VHS movie poster. So it's just pretty much right in the forefront, Kim Basinger in a very low plunging dress,
and right next to her, Kevin Spacey. I'm like, and in the background are a very tiny Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe, and I'm like, okay, you can tell who the movie was marketing for. Right. It was clearly not marketing for the leads.
No. Well, again, they were, at that point, nobodies. Russell Crowe would win a Best Actor Oscar 3 years later, and then...
Gladiator, right?
For Gladiator.
Gladiator?
Guy Pearce has only had 1 Oscar nomination his entire career, and that was at last year's Oscars.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Brutalist. Yeah. It was a Brutalist.
No, I'm just. He's not he is Australian.
Yeah,
that's weird. But he was born in Cambridge, England.
That makes sense.
and he was raised in Australia.
Yeah, it's the England to Australia exchange. You see that a lot. You see that with a lot of musicians too that claim their home as being Australia, but most of them are British.
I think I saw him in theaters for The Count of Monte Cristo.
I definitely saw him in the theater for that one.
Yeah, I for some reason I thought he also did Man in the Iron Mask, but no, he did not do that.
No, that was DiCaprio.
Yeah, I thought it was like an older movie that did not star DiCaprio, but no, that was kind of
no.
Count of Monte Cristo.
Funny thing about the Man in the Iron Mask, that version of the Man in the Iron Mask, it's a must-have on DVD solely so you can switch over to the French audio track and then just put English subtitles on there because it actually works so much better. Because how Gerard Depardieu could screw up a French accent is beyond me.
You had one job.
You had one job, fat ass.
Anyway,
well, that was LA Confidential. So now we want to know, what are your thoughts on LA Confidential? Do you feel that should have won Best Picture, or is there another movie from that list of nominees that should have won in 1997? Leave that comment below. As this is YouTube, thumbs up, subscribe. You know the deal. Mike and I also host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Even get them here. We should ideally be going live next week for a new episode. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
And we will be continuing on until Oscar, well, not really up until Oscar night, but up until the Oscars with our look at Oscar Best Picture runners-up. So you will see what our pick is for next week. And also social media. We are on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast and on Blue Sky at Geek Salad Radio.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that all. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.